our shirt on.
Gavin Newsom's tenure as the governor of California has been defined by a series of bold ambitions and persistent, complex challenges. People across the state and the nation talk about him a great deal, often with strong feelings on either side of a deep divide. For some, he is a progressive visionary, pushing California toward a cleaner, more equitable future. For others, his leadership shows unfulfilled promises and policies that sometimes worsen the problems they aimed to fix. This essay will look closely at the good, the bad, and the maybe ugly parts. Our goal is a fair, balanced look using simple words and clear facts. His governorship is a story of dual realities. On one hand, Newsom signed aggressive climate laws and expanded the state's social safety net. On the other hand, homelessness has surged, and the high cost of living remains daunting. Understanding his impact means seeing the tension between progressive ideals and the stubborn realities millions face every day. One of the most frequently cited successes of Governor Newsom's administration, its assertive stance on climate change. Many people who praise his work point to ambitious goals to combat the escalating climate crisis. Under his leadership, the state solidified its commitment to achieving carbon neutrality by the year 2045, a target that positions California at the forefront of global environmental efforts. A cornerstone of this strategy is the plan to phase out the sale of new gasoline-powered cars by 2035. This policy sent a powerful signal to the automotive industry and consumers alike, aiming to accelerate the transition to electric vehicles and reshape transportation. Beyond vehicles, the administration moved to transition away from fossil fuel extraction, including efforts to phase out drilling in certain areas and establish buffer zones between drilling sites and communities. California poured significant resources into battery storage capacity and expanded renewable power like solar and wind to build a green infrastructure and strengthen a more resilient electric grid. Amid wildfires and extreme heat, storage helps manage peak demand, reducing reliance on fossil peaker plants and creating green jobs, though not without costs to consumers and concerns from industry. Healthcare has been a signature focus, with a major expansion of Medi Cal. Eligibility now extends to all income-qualified residents, regardless of immigration status, making California the first state to offer comprehensive coverage to its undocumented population. Through Covered California, new state subsidies lower premiums for many middle-class families. As a result, more Californians have health insurance than ever before. The social safety net expands to education, free transitional kindergarten for all 4-year-olds, and 2 years of free community college for first-time, full-time students. After-school and summer programs grew, with early literacy support and a stand against book bans in schools, building a stronger foundation from early childhood through higher education. California already had some of the strictest gun laws before Newsom. Under his leadership, they tightened further. Red flag laws were strengthened to allow courts to temporarily remove firearms from individuals deemed dangerous, with petitions expanded to family members, employers, co-workers, and law enforcement. Ghost guns faced new restrictions, requiring serialization and licensed sales with background checks. California also allowed private citizens to sue makers and distributors of certain illegal firearms, modeled after a Texas law. Advocates praise a public health approach to gun violence, while opponents argue these laws burden lawful owners and miss criminals. The debate underscores deep cultural divisions, with California planted on the side of robust regulation. Helping people experiencing homelessness was an urgent goal. Project Roomkey. These initiatives were emergency responses during the COVID-19 pandemic. They leased hotel rooms to shelter vulnerable individuals from the virus, providing safety, meals, and connections to services. Homekey funded purchases and conversions into long-term supportive housing. The state allocated billions to local governments for shelters, rental assistance, and outreach. Despite the spending, homelessness has grown, drawing sharp criticism of Housing First alone. Many argue severe mental illness and substance use need more intensive treatment and structure. Newsom promised 3.5 million new homes by 2025, a goal that has fallen drastically short. Local rules, High construction costs and community opposition choke production. Rents and prices remain prohibitive, pushing people into instability. That's where things stand. His administration sought to support workers and low-income families in an expensive state. California expanded the earned income tax credit, putting more money in the pockets of low-wage workers. It helps families afford essentials like food, rent, and childcare. Assembly Bill 5 aimed to reclassify many contractors as employees with benefits, but freelancers argued it harmed flexible work. Companies capped or cut California gigs, prompting many exemptions. Newsom raised the minimum wage, including new fast food standards. Critics warn of higher prices and job cuts. These moves show a pro-labor agenda with mixed results. Help for some, disruption for others. For many, the single biggest challenge is the extraordinarily high cost of living. California is among the most expensive places to live in the United States. Housing costs drive the strain. Sky-high home prices and rents. High state taxes, fuel, and utility bills add to the burden, partly from grid modernization and renewables. Affordability pressures feed an exodus to states like Texas, Arizona, and Nevada. Critics blame regulation and taxes for a hostile business climate. Yet California remains an economic powerhouse, tech, entertainment, and trade, while many still feel the dream slipping away. Beyond policy, moments of controversy damaged credibility and trust. The most famous was his French Laundry dinner in November 2020, amid strict COVID guidance. He had urged residents to stay home and wear masks. Attending a multi-household, unmasked dinner struck many as hypocrisy. It became a national symbol, boosting the 2021 recall effort he later defeated. Meanwhile, the Employment Development Department collapsed under demand, with delays and massive fraud, tens of billions in losses. Though EDD problems predated him, the crisis unfolded on his watch, fueling a narrative of incompetence and eroding public trust. In the end, Newsom's record is a mixed ledger of clear achievements and clear failures. He advanced aggressive climate goals and expanded health coverage, including for undocumented residents. Yet, homelessness persists, housing production lags, and high costs push families and businesses away. High-profile failures like the EDD breakdown and the French Laundry dinner dented perceptions of competence. Intentions aim at equity, sustainability, and compassion, but results matter, and some policies need time or course corrections. People judge by daily realities: clean air, affordable healthcare, safety, and a home they can afford. The final verdict isn't written. For now, it's a complex, unfinished story of bold ambition colliding with hard, persistent realities.